everybody. Hello, hello. I forgot to start the BGM. Oops. Okay. Yes, hello. Hello, first time chatters, Brandy. Hello, thank you for coming to oh, this is an interesting first stream to be on. I don't know if you were here specifically for this, but that's okay. We welcome you. Leo, hello, hello. Good morning. Good evening. Meta, hello. I hope you had a good rest of your Sunday. Ramanil, hello. Snake, hi. How's everybody? We're getting ready for what? Oh, Brandy's my roommate. Oh, hello. Nice to meet you. Glad to have you on here. Well, so if y'all don't know, today's stream is actually going to be talking about my dog and my experience with her on her last day on Earth, our last day alive. And I'll be telling you a little bit more about her. Maya has made a lot of appearances kind of through my stream. I actually did one stream it was over a year ago. It was like, can you watch my dog stream? And it was literally just a hand cam, but it showed Maya sleeping on my bed while I was just yapping the whole time, which was a cute idea. Actually, I kind of wish that I'd been able to do that again, but she also would not have been able to stay still, and I did not have like a spare camera that could reach where she hangs out while I'm in this room, and that's okay. You guys heard her enough, I'm sure, but yeah. So, are you guys ready? I'm gonna be posting this as a VOD on YouTube because I want to be able to share this experience with people who are preparing to say goodbye to their pets. Because that was something that helped me a lot more than I thought it would. I think it was Tuesday night, so Maya went to sleep on Wednesday, this past Wednesday, so it hasn't even been a week. But Tuesday night, I was led to watch a couple of videos of other people documenting what they did with their dog on their last day. And it inspired me, and you know what, it helped me a lot just to know that like I'm not the only one going through this, and how other people have dealt with it, how people made the most of their time. And also, like, I didn't really see any videos of what happened at the vet, so I didn't really know what to expect. Luckily, like, my sister's mother-in-law, who was like a big blessing through this whole thing, she'd been praying for me and Maya for a while, but they had recently lost their family dog too. Her name was Bella. Bella and Maya were pretty close in age, and they were kind of similar breeds too. They looked alike. So I was like, all right, I need your help. Like, what can I expect by going to the vet? Like, what does the whole process afterwards look like? But I will separate that between the streams. So, well, this will still only be one stream, but I will talk about happy memories and our adventure together. And then I will visibly switch over to vet stories in case anybody wants to leave, because I understand that's going to be something that is hard for some people to listen to. How old was Maya? She was 15 years and 7 months. Hold on, you know what? Hold on. I'm going to switch over to the screen now because I have a picture of her up. But this is my baby. This is Maya girl. She's a half Shih Tzu, half poodle. And she was 15 years and 7 months when she passed away. And that's actually like, oh wait, I have so many BGMs going. I'm so sorry. But she, yeah, like her breed is expected to live between like 12 and 15 years. So it was definitely time for her to go. And honestly, there was a part of me that wanted her to pass naturally. And she did not pass naturally. We did go to the vet, like I mentioned. But after a while of thinking about it, I realized the one thing that I didn't want to happen to her. There's a lot of things I didn't want to happen to her. But the biggest thing was that I didn't want her to die alone. And while I'm like gone, because one of the biggest factors that went into this decision was that I am going to be sent away for work a lot more, and I wouldn't be able to be there for her if she needed anything. She was already, okay, let me talk about a little bit of her condition. Actually, I know a lot of you sent messages. I'm so sorry. I'm going to read them right now, and then I'm going to go into that. Celebration of remembrance for Maya. Yes. Familio. And hello, Melio. I won't be able to stay too long. Have a blessed stream and rest in peace to little Maya. Thank you, Maury. I don't want to cry, but it's hard to hold them back. Oh, Deadpool, I'm sorry. I know. My eyes have been puffy since last Monday. And there might be some crying on my part. I mean, honestly, I am doing a lot better after talking it through with some people. Lots of time in prayer for this, too. But yeah, but thank you. Maya looks like my dog, but make it black and white, really. Love you, Jemmy. Can't stick around, but I am with you. Maya was the best. Thank you, Tsuki. Thank you for dropping by. But yeah, so what happened, right? So basically, Maya has been in health decline for a while. And for me, I thought it was more of like a temperament problem. And I was like, oh, it's because she's getting old, you know? Ever since even when we were still at the apartment, like over a year ago, I did start to notice that her health was starting to decline. Her hearing was going. I can't stick around either, Jemmy, but we love you, girl, and baby Maya too. Thank you, Malio. But her hearing was starting to go. She was starting to bump into things more, and she was having more accidents. So there was more of an incontinence problem too. It actually got to be like a routine incontinence. I don't know if that's a thing, but she would like bark at me, wake me up in my apartment 3 a.m. every morning to use the bathroom and to eat a little bit. So that was my routine for a while. She stopped that when we got into the house, but she did start to mark on the carpet more until I figured out like a more routine schedule, but that started to get harder to keep up with when work started to bring me back into the office. So I couldn't stay home all the time with her, unfortunately. And my schedule was going to get more demanding too. But over the past few weeks, her behavior had gotten a lot more aggressive. Very, very demanding. Started barking at people for no reason, barking at me for no reason. Actually, like, I started realizing she would bark at me whenever I was talking to somebody else, so I think it was also jealousy. One of her eyes started to lose sight. It started to get pretty bad, and in some of the pictures you might see that her eye is like pretty red. It's been like that for a few months, and I have to look into this, but that might also be because of the eye cleaning wipes that I bought for her, because literally the day after she went to sleep, I got a recall notice from the tear wipes that I had bought, saying that they needed to be recalled or they need to be thrown out because they're not safe. And I was like, is this why her eye got so bad? But like, Monday, right? We had already had a vet appointment, and at that appointment, I was planning to use that appointment to figure out what was wrong with her. But the more that I talked it over with family, and the more I thought through this more, I think I had already figured out in my head that Wednesday was gonna be her last day, and that was hard to accept, because before I accepted that, I was still holding on to like the small hope that we'd have good news coming out of that appointment. But after especially talking with my sister's in-law's mother, or her mother-in-law, it made sense for that to be Maya's last day. And when I described like the symptoms that she was going through, the word cognitive had come up, and I was like, okay, that I didn't like think about that, and I looked it up. Cognitive dysfunction in dogs is dementia. So, and when I looked that up, all of her symptoms lined up with doggy dementia. So that gave me the courage to make the right decision, because I did not want her to keep getting confused. I didn't want her to be scared because she like forgot things. It started to make sense why she was always demanding food, because she would forget that she ate, or that she wouldn't notice that she was actually full. So, and I didn't want her to just keep deteriorating, because I made the appointment on Friday, and then on Monday it had gotten so much worse. So came to grips with that. On Tuesday, I asked for a half day from work. Luckily, it worked out, because I was like, I want to spend as much time with her as possible. Like, I cannot be in the office right now. I hope you guys understand. And luckily, my coworkers did. Some of them had said goodbye to their own dogs, or some of them were preparing to say goodbye to their elderly dogs too. Maya was a senior dog, so it made sense. So on Wednesday, I'm trying to think if I missed anything else. I don't think so. But this picture was taken in 2019, so she was still pretty okay. It was around 2021, I think, maybe late 2021, where I started to notice more of a decline. As you can see in this picture, she kind of has a milky eye, but she's always had milky eyes, and she didn't have like sight problems from what I could tell at that point. So yeah, let's get into the happy part, right? Her adventure. This was literally the best day of her life, and I am so glad that I was able to get this time with her. Like, I mean, beforehand I was like, I was sad. I was sad that that we were like on the clock now. But I'm so thankful that because of that, because I knew what was gonna happen, I was able to make the most of it. And I wouldn't have traded that for anything. So, okay, so adventure time, right? So on Wednesday, this is gonna be Tuesday morning. So this is her. This is usually where she sleeps, on my bed with me. I know some people don't like dogs on their bed. I welcome it. We usually cuddle to sleep anyway. Hey Chosen, how are you? But this is just her comfy. This is her blanket. She stole this throw blanket from me. It is now officially hers, but it is now in the laundry right now, getting washed. But yeah, I mean, this is kind of like how her state had been for like a couple of weeks. Like, she's pretty lethargic, just chilling most of the time. And so this was Tuesday? Yeah, this was Tuesday. When I started to really accept it and try to like figure out like, okay, what do I want us to do with this time, So we have a back porch, and so she loves wandering around the backyard, and that was something that I always wanted for her to have a backyard. So I'm so thankful that we were able to make it to the house in time, or that we had a year together at the house. So I'm so thankful for that. So I just let her wander around for a little bit, as I sat on the couch. Maya, what are you doing? So you got a video here of her just wandering, but like she couldn't decide if she wanted to be on the porch or in the grass. And like the thing with her in grass, like I don't know what it is. She's been like this the whole time. I'm like, she thinks she's a cow. She loves eating grass. And I'm like, is this okay? Like, I know eating grass for dogs sometimes makes them throw up, but she hasn't really had like that much of a problem in recent years. I think when she was a puppy, like she definitely was not supposed to be eating grass. But she also, excuse me, if you don't know, I don't know if I ever mentioned this before. So Maya, at her most recent age, she doesn't have teeth. She didn't have teeth in, I think 2020 or 2021. We had to have her teeth removed because of gum disease, which here's the thing, okay? This is also me learning my lesson and then teaching you the lesson that I learned. Basically, like, she was starting to lose teeth, but then people were telling me for her breed, that's normal. And I was like, okay, I guess it's just part of the aging process. nobody told me that the reason why it's normal is because it's common for this breed to get gum disease. So I didn't know that. So it's not normal. Like, it is not normal. Don't let anybody tell you that it's normal for them to lose teeth. Get your dog checked. I should have gone to my vet sooner. Ubebe-chan, thank you for the follow. But because of that, she had to have her teeth removed. She had like one tooth left in the back of her mouth, so she managed to like crunch through things sometimes. But because of that, you'll see in some pictures, I think you saw in the first picture actually, like her tongue sticking out, her tongue lolling out. That's because she doesn't know how to put her tongue back in after she lost her teeth. Which is so cute. She did figure out how to put her tongue back in when she was angry, though. So that was always her tell for me. I was like, whenever her tongue was not sticking out, I was like, why are you angry, baby? Why are you angry? What happened to you? You know? Hold on. Let me read your messages. Just saw what happened. I just want you to know I empathize so much. I lost my dog. Oh. Eh? Oh. Okay. Oh my gosh, Ubebe-chan, thank you for the raid. I was not expecting a raid on a celebration of life stream. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, raiders. Welcome, raiders. Thank you so much for the sweet words. Oh, that means so much to me. Oh no, okay, I already said I might cry. I might cry today, and you know what? That is perfectly fine. That's fine. But y'all are so sweet. Thank you so much. But okay, hi. Intro, right? My name is Jemmy Roca. I am a flower spirit VTuber. I do music. I talk about life, clearly. I game once in a while. And we're so glad to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us. But yeah, we're talking about my dog's last day on Earth. And it was literally the best day that she could have had. Right now I'm talking about what's leading up to the best day of her life. But yes, this is my dog Maya. She is a Shih Tzu Poodle mix. She died at 15 years and 7 months. Peacefully, very peacefully. And I'll get into that because her time at the vet was a memory, that's for sure. But moving on. So yeah, she liked to roam around in the grass a lot. She's a sweetheart. We're glad to be able to hear her story. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad. No, she was such, oh gosh. Okay, let me grab a tissue. She was, she was my best friend for 13 years. And I got her when I was in college. And she was able to stay with me all throughout, crossing over into adulthood, becoming like a working woman and everything. And she's just stuck around me for so long through a lot. Let me repeat this real quick since it relates. From what I've heard from my dad, sometimes when they eat grass, it means their stomach hurts or something similar. Oh, okay. You know what? That would make a lot of sense. But yeah, so I let her just on Tuesday. This was Tuesday. So she went to sleep on Wednesday. So we were just wandering around the yard. She's so small because like she just loves going through the grass. It's like a jungle in our backyard. I still need to adjust my lawnmower because I bought a push lawnmower for our yard. Our yard's kind of big. So I was like, this is gonna be my workout. It's gonna be fine. But why a push mower? Because it's cheaper. But and also because I wanted to work out. So I was like, I might as well just work out and make it productive, But, oh, she's so cute. She loved to wander around this particular spot in particular. I don't know why. But, like, when I started to think about, like, how I wanted to, deal with Maya after her going to sleep. Because, like, the options were either cremation or burial. And I am not sure how long I'm going to be in this house, honestly. So it didn't really make sense to bury her there if I don't plan for this house to be my forever home. Also, I found out there are legalities when it comes to burying a dog. If you have an HOA that cares, they, maybe don't let them know. Be very, very discreet about it. But if I was going to bury her, it was going to be in this spot because she spent a lot of time right there by the drain for some reason. I don't know why. But you can see that eye that's on screen. I don't know if I can zoom in. Oh, I can zoom in. Is that the eye? No, that's the wrong eye. But one of her eyes is pretty blind. Like, it is pretty red. So, but we were able to get some good photos here. And the little tongue. She's so cute. But I was so blessed to be able to get as many pictures as I could of her because she knows when I'm taking a picture, and she is extremely camera shy. She does not like the camera being pointed at her. And so she was really patient with me. I think, like, after I had made that mental decision on that Monday that Wednesday was going to be the day we said goodbye, she calmed down a lot. Like, I think she could sense that something was happening with me because I was a hot mess on Monday. I was crying and I was like hugging her and I was like, you're still here. Why am I crying? So, she was a lot less fussy for the last few days. But she just, I just wanted to show you these pictures. Oh, this was,
Come on, let's go.
this was Tuesday night.
Wait, I'm not leaving you behind. Come on.
Also, don't be weird, guys. Yes, you will see my feet. I'm sorry. But she's kind of small. But this was actually after... I didn't stream. But I was in the computer room. So we are walking from the computer room to the kitchen.
Come on.
But she's so cute.
Ow.
And she'd usually,
We'll get food.
make sure that I follow her
Come on, let's go get food.
on the way to anywhere. Like, she'd walk ahead of me, but then she'd run back.
Excited for food? You want food? Yeah. Are you hungry? Yeah. You get the good stuff.
Yeah. Also, by the way, I guess dog lesson, if anybody has a dog or is planning to get a dog, what you feed them really, really matters. Because, when I said you're gonna eat the good stuff, I mean you're gonna eat the good stuff. And this is kind of a weakness on my part. I fall for Instagram ads very, very easily. So this is not sponsored. Also, the farmer's dog food was such a blessing to Maya because I used to feed her Fresh Pet, which is the wet food that's from I usually get it from Target. I know they have it at Kroger too, or at some grocery stores. But I realized after a while, most of that food is fillers. So it's not actually stuff that will give them nutrients. So I was starting to get a little worried because she was getting really lethargic. Her energy level had gone down a lot. And this was before all of this happened. So this was a couple of years ago. 3 years ago, I think. Something around that. But I was I think she needs to eat something better. And I saw an ad for the farmer's dog and I ended up ordering it. And as soon as I switched that food over, her energy just skyrocketed. I was like, you're back to normal. What happened? And then I found out it's her food. I was like, oh, yeah. So when I say the good stuff, she got the good stuff.
What do you want? Shall we get food?
Oh, whoops. That's already over. So this is Wednesday morning. Day 0, I guess. Some of you know that I'm a Christian, so I did pray that morning about guidance on what to do on her last day to make it worth every memory that we could get out of that day. So our usual routine is to go out to the backyard, water the plants together, wander around the backyard, and just take a little walk. And we did. And then the thought occurred to me, take her to the park. And at first I was thing with Maya, she's old. She didn't really like long walks for a while. Like every time I would try to take her on a long walk, she would just try to turn us back around and go home. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll just, go to the park if that's what I'm being led to do. So we drove to the park and I was like, okay, I'm gonna roll the windows down. It was a beautiful day. That Wednesday was so perfect. Like perfect weather, perfect temperature. It was great for us to go outside. So while we were driving there, it's a little bit of a drive to the park near my house, but I had the windows down. She normally does not do this. She's usually scared of the window. And the whole time she was just watching out the window as the scenery would rush by. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's so happy. I'm so happy for her. And I am doing this safely. I actually was just holding my camera and I was facing forward. Don't do this at home. And so she was just able to enjoy the breeze as we made our way downtown, walking fast, faces past, and I'm homebound. But I could tell, this was, I think at this moment, I was like, this is gonna be the best day of your life, Maya. We are going to do everything you love to do. And we did. We did everything she loved doing. And I'm so glad for that. I'm just gonna let this finish, but we make it to the park eventually. And actually, when we got out of the car, she was so excited. She jumped out of the car and we walked around. She made sure that I was following her closely because she was afraid that I would get lost because I don't know, I guess that's a thing that happens. But the whole time she just led this whole walk. And nature is already super peaceful for me. I'm a flower spirit, but she led this whole thing. She was so obedient. She did not try to turn around once. And I do have videos.
Maya, where are we going? Where are we going, Maya? It's your day. You're leading the way. Why are we going backwards?
Okay, maybe she did go backwards once. My bad. Forgot about that. And then
I was just about to say this is the most obedient she's been in a walk in
Yeah.
a while.
I was like, she's being so good today. And then as soon as I turned the camera on her, she was like, bathroom.
She's been straightforward in a walk. Usually she's trying to turn around, right? I guess she kind of is, but not too bad. Right, Maya? Hi.
No, she's so sweet. And we get to a point.
Maya.
Oh.
Maya.
We did get to a point. This is a soccer field, right? Nobody was there. Nobody. There's still old people walking around because it's their morning walk, which is fair, fine. But there was this empty soccer field, and I was like, okay, there's no one around. I'm gonna let her off leash so that she can just wander. And also, she doesn't really run away from me. She runs to me. So I was like, I'm not too concerned. The last time I actually took her to this park, it was years ago. And she I did let her off leash and I let her wander around. And then when I look away for a bit and then I looked back and she jumped in a puddle and she was just standing there. And I was like, Maya, now you need a bath. Ugh. So I was a little nervous, but I was like, you know what? It's fine. If you need a bath, you need a bath. She hates baths, but we'll wash her paws or something. So we just let her chill out for a bit.
Oh, she lost me.
But yeah, she did keep losing me since I was behind her, and sometimes she would look in the direction that her bad eye was in, so she wouldn't see me.
Follow me. I'm gonna leave you. Okay.
But she was so curious.
I ran off.
I haven't seen her just be so curious and wander around for things in a long time.
She can't see out of her left eye, so if she looks to the left, she can't find me.
Yeah, so she couldn't see me.
She can't see me at all.
There was actually one point where this reminded,
Maybe she doesn't
because
care. I don't know.
after this moment, I was like, okay, maybe she's okay. But there was one point I just like let her wander more, and
Ooh,
this is.
no, we don't know what that is.
Oh yeah, I don't know what that
What
is.
is that?
It is a soccer field. Maybe it's, I don't know, like socks.
See if I run, she'll catch up. Oh, she trodden.
Yeah. So like she also loves to chase after me. But back to the story. So I went over to some bleachers because I was like, okay, we've walked for a while. I'm gonna sit down for a bit while she just wanders around. And like it was kind of far from her, but like not that far. But after a while I noticed she was looking for me, and like she looked right in my direction and she didn't see me. And I was like, her eyesight's that bad? So it kind of just cemented, you know, what I knew was gonna happen later that day. Oops, I already played that one. Eating grass again. No, my baby. It's okay. But she is so sweet. The sweetest ever. Oh, I think I'm running from her in this. Yeah. So she loves running. She does love running. Like I get like look at her smile. She's so cute. She's so cute. Like mother, like daughter. Is that with or without the sweet and sour sauce? What are you talking about, Zath? But hello. Look at her. She was so happy to be out there. I was so happy for her. Ah, look at her. Aww. Oh, very sweet, man. I'm about to go to heaven and kidnap Maya. Yo, right? Aw, my sweet girl. But it was time for her to rest. For sure. Because I know, well, I'll get to it. Oh, Zath, do you not know? So Maya went to sleep on Wednesday. Yeah, so sorry, this is how you had to find out. Yeah. I just figured out, okay. But like I was texting all of these photos to like my family as we were going. So it was like we all got to experience it together in a way. We walked around the park more.
Yay! Yay!
She's just a little explorer. Maya was such a sweetie from what I knew. Oh, Maya was such a sweetie. She's the sweetest little girl. Her running is like my favorite thing ever. She's so cute when she runs. Yeah. Oh. That tongue, man. See, this is like this smile I had not seen in such a long time. So I was so happy I got to see that on our last day. Sorry guys, I mean, I'm sure you expected this. This is kind of gonna be an emotional stream. I may burst into tears, but it's okay, you know? It's fine. And so that was the time at the park. She did get a little dirty with all the walking and all the exploring, so her paws were pretty dirty. So we did have to rinse them in the tub for a little bit. She does not like baths. At least, like, I don't know, everybody who takes care of her tells me like, oh, she loves baths. Like, we gave her a bath. Whenever I give her a bath, she's like, I hate this, mom, let me out. Hello, welcome to the chat. But yes, so this is on our way back home. She's just enjoying the sunshine as we make our way home. And so this is like after I gave her like a little mini bath to rinse her paws off. And the thing is, like, this is one thing that I'm gonna miss a lot. Whenever I use the bathroom, like if it's showering to go in the bathroom, she is always waiting outside of my door for me. So it's been a little, like, I mean, I've definitely been feeling her absence. And so whenever I open the door and she's not there, I was like, ah, man, the good child that lets their feelings be known around those who they're comfortable around. That's true. So yeah, this was her waiting for me to be done cleaning up the bathtub after rinsing her paws because she got pretty dirty. But my sweet girl, you could kind of see her eye here. This was the bad eye, like compared to the other. I was like, what is happening to her? My cat usually waits for me outside the bathroom, right? Like animals are just like, are you good? Do you need help? Do you need help, Mom? I'm right here for you. So I was like, okay, last opportunity in this spot to get all the pictures. So I did. I took advantage of every single second until she got annoyed. So what we did after was, you know, one of the things that we love to do was just chill on the couch and watch TV. And, you know, with TV for me is anime. So I was like, okay, what do I want to watch? Like, I was like, Maya, what do we want to watch? And for a little bit, my first thought was like, oh, I haven't watched Free Run yet. Maybe I should watch Free Run. And then I remembered, Free Run is a sad anime. Maybe I shouldn't do that. So instead, we watched Horimiya, because I hadn't watched Pieces yet, the second season. So we were just chilling on the couch. I brought her throw blanket out so that we could cuddle on it together. And then I actually found these like old rawhides that I had in the storage closet. Like, she hadn't really been able to like eat them very well. I didn't really want to like leave her at home alone with them out because like I didn't know if she was gonna like break it and like choke on it on accident or something. And also she gets kind of messy with them, so they were still like kind of untouched. And so when I found them that morning, I was like, oh my gosh, like you get a rawhide, like you get all the treats, you get all the food you want today, because where is this food gonna go otherwise, you know? So I gave her a rawhide and she just went to town on it. And she's so cute, like the way that she holds it so that she can get to it. And like she only has one tooth in the back, so she is trying to get that in there. But most of the time she ended up just like licking it. But look at that face. She's like, thanks, Mom. I haven't had these in forever. This is amazing. So I was like, why am I only taking pictures? I should take a video. This is the cutest thing ever. At least for me. I don't know if you can hear it past the BGM, but like you can hear the Horimiya anime playing in the background. It was the sports festival episode. So while I'm chilling with her, she's just trying to chow down, enjoying her last rawhide, with like surrounded by some of her favorite stuffed animals and her favorite blanket. I did have to pull her back onto the blanket a couple times because I'm like, I don't want the, you know, I can't clean a couch as easily as I can a throw blanket. So that's why. Oh, Meta, thank you for the prayer request. I will get to it after, at the end. But look at her! She's so satisfied! That's why I was like, oh, best day ever. Let's go clean the couch with fire. No! Yo, this couch is so nice. I'm not doing that. Aww, my sweet girl. Oh! Thanks for the resub, Kai! Oh my gosh. 2 years. Oh, I thought I heard a knock on the door. Oh, thank you for the hydrate also. Wait, that's the wrong glass. Okay, I was like, there's nothing in this glass. No, we're not damaging the couch to clean it, okay? That is a bad idea. And so, like, I actually took a selfie with her here, but I, you know, don't want to break the immersion, so here we are, just a little close-up of my girl. I gotta go mod for someone, so I'll catch the replay. Okay. Hello, just came in to show support. Aw, thanks, Pip. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, we got some good relaxed shots. She got really tired after her day out at the park. So we were just chilling on the couch. Made sure that she had to go to the bathroom a little bit more after the anime watching. And like, okay, so one of her favorite things that she loved doing, like, throughout her life, she loves riding in shopping carts, right? So I was like, okay, girly, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go shopping and we're gonna look for a photo frame. We're gonna look for a picture frame so that we can be in it together. And so I can remember that we chose this together. So we went to Hobby Lobby. And it was so cute. Like I searched for that travel bag for forever because like she has a little like tote bag that she sits in, and she hasn't been in it for a while. And I was like, I can't find it. Where is it? I found it eventually. But when we went to Hobby Lobby, I was like trying to find the dog decor because I know they have like a dog decor section. But like some of the staff saw her and they're like, oh my gosh, she's so cute. Like, can I pet her? And like a couple staff members came over to play with her. And I was like, oh my gosh, she really is getting everything that she loves today because she loves attention from strangers. So she was able to get some loving and some good head pats from some nice ladies that work at Hobby Lobby. And I was able to get a photo frame, as in I picked up a photo frame and I held it out to her. She sniffed it and I was like, okay, cool, this is the one. So I forgot to actually, oh wait, you know what I should do? Give me a second. I'm also gonna grab one other picture from my Google Photos that I forgot to save because I think this would be really good to show. Download that, but it'll be ready. Yeah. Raphael, thank you for being a first time chatter. So this is us running around Hobby Lobby. She's just like chilling in the cart, but I kind of thought this cart was like not the best for her because like it didn't that like the child seat didn't like fit her whole bag, so she's kind of slanted. And I was like, okay, we'll get this done quick. We'll get this done real quick, and then we'll go somewhere else. But she always just like loves watching me. She loves watching like all the different colors. I don't know. Are dogs actually colorblind? Because I've started to hear that they're not actually colorblind. But got as many photos as I could. Oh, and then so after Hobby Lobby, when we got our photo frame, we went to Starbucks. Because like she's never had a pup cup before, but she loves like sweet treats, and I think the place that sells pup cakes, like cupcakes for pups, was kind of far. It was kind of like really, really out of our way. So I was like, okay, we're gonna go to Starbucks. We're gonna get you a pup cup. It'll be your first pup cup ever. So I was able to get her that. Unfortunately, I am clumsy. I'm trying to juggle the pup cup and the camera in my other hand while still also holding her leash because we're in public and there were people around. So tried my best. I did.
Oh no.
Yeah, at first when she started doing that, I was like, does she not like it? But then she came back in. I think she was just trying to maneuver with the leash. Unfortunately, I couldn't. Well, I think after a while I did take her off of it because I was like, I'll just catch her before she gets too far.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I got you.
Yeah. So she chowed down on that pup cup.
Yeah,
And at one point, like,
good treat.
I actually like put her in my lap so that I could hold her up and like the pup cup. And then at one point she like jumped out of my lap. And this is also like something that I was like, this is so uncharacteristic of her. She like jumped out of my lap, but she wasn't able to like catch herself. So she like hit the ground pretty hard. So I was like, are you, like, I got on the ground. I was like, are you okay? And I just like checked her paws. She like did this like little groan. I was like, oh no, are you okay? But then she went back to the pup cup. So I was like, okay, I guess food solves the problem. Food solves all problems, I guess. So, yeah. So she enjoyed that pup cup for sure. And then we went to Home Goods. Home Goods in TJ Maxx is literally her favorite store. There's just so much to look at. I mean, look at her. She's so content. She's so content. She's so cute. So we literally, I think this was, her appointment to the vet was at 2:30. And I think we got to Home Goods and TJ Maxx at like 1:15. Actually, after the pup cup, I was starting to think maybe like she's like too tired to like go anywhere else. So I actually parked our car underneath a tree, and then opened the window so that we could just chill there for a bit. But then she started like getting restless again, and I was like, maybe this isn't like a good use of like our last hour, you know? So we ended up going to Home Goods and TJ Maxx. Because like I was starting to think maybe we don't, because I don't have anything that I need to buy there. Ended up not buying anything at all, which is fine. I was there for her and her experience. So we were able to wander for a while. But she was like always looking back at me, and I realized like I positioned her bag like not great, because it was like, because like I had to put her bag sideways, but her bad eye was like towards me, so she couldn't really see me. So after a while I flipped the bag over so that she could see me. This is still when it was flipped the wrong way, so I think I was looking at, I don't know, I don't remember what I was looking at for here, but yeah, so this was the correct position she needed to be in. And she was just so comfy, and she was able to see me too, and this is something that I'm holding on to a lot, or that I've been holding on to. She watched me a lot on that last day, and I was like, don't take your eyes off me, like I also want to like keep looking at you, because I'm gonna miss you so much. And it was a reminder, like, yes, I loved her, but she loved me too. And I don't have to question that, you know? Ah, it's so cute. So clear, so much clearer. But, you know, I think I mentioned, if you dropped in a little bit later, Maya was going through dementia. So she was starting to forget things. But I was like, she knows who I am in this picture. She remembers that I'm her mom. Oh my gosh. So, got a few videos, because I was like, stop taking just pictures, Jemmy. Take videos, because you want to see her moving.
Shopping.
Oh. But she just like stared at me so much like the whole time. Unless we passed something in particular. But at this point I could also tell she was like really tired from the day, because dogs do love routines, and this day was definitely not routine. So I made like kind of a morbid joke as we were passing the carpets. I was like, it's okay, baby, like hang in there, you're gonna take a really nice nap. And then I was like, oh, I really should not say that. That's not good. But you know what? We gotta make the most of it. And we really made this day so worth it. Right?
You're so cute.
You're so cute. But yeah, you can see how red her eye is here. We sure did. We sure did make the most out of today. Or that day. Wednesday. That Wednesday. I can't believe it's been less than a week. I took a long video for this one, I forgot. Like, after a while, people were just staring at me. They're like, does she have anything in her cart? No, I don't. And then they were just like, oh, there's a dog in there. Like, yes, there is. There is a dog in here. She's just here for the ride, you know? But yeah, we used to go shopping, like, a lot. That was our pastime. Instead of going to the dog park, I took her, like, to stores. Oh, okay. So, alright. So, yeah, when the clock hit 2, we were still in TJ Maxx and Home Goods, and the vet's office was like 18 minutes away. So I knew, since our appointment was at 2:30, I was like, okay, maybe 2:05 we're gonna leave. And at this point I was just like, man, it's less than an hour left with her, you know? But there's not much else for us to do. We did everything you wanted to do. We did all of your favorite things. We ate all of your favorite foods. And so I was like, okay, last stop, the vet's office. But from here on, I am going to be talking about the vet experience. So if you don't want to listen to this, now is your time to leave, and I am not going to take offense. And I thank you so much for listening to her adventures and going through these pictures and videos with me. If this is going to be hard for you to listen to, that's fine. This next part is going to be for anybody who wants to know what happens when you're saying goodbye to a pet and to help prepare them. So, yeah. I did not take very many pictures that I can show at the vet. I'm also going to switch the titles. Hold on. We're not talking about Maya's adventure anymore. We're talking about the vet visit. Yeah. Hold on. Ooh, okay. I can't move it back up. It's fine. It's fine. So, the vet visit. Let me start with this. I was really, really worried about going to the vet because for a lot of reasons. One was I was afraid, at least for me, that the vet was going to judge me because especially after the day that we had, I was like, I think she's doing better. Like maybe I'm calling it quits too soon. But I had to remind myself, like, her symptoms are pretty bad. Like her cognitive has definitely been declining. I know that this is going to be the best thing for her, knowing that how much I'm leaving and how much that's going to stress her out. And she's already stressed out with her health already. Luckily, the vets were very, very compassionate. And I will talk about exactly step by step what happened. But the one thing that I really want to praise God for, especially, was that I really did not want her to be scared in her last moments of life. And whenever we go to the vet, Maya would shake like a maraca. Like she would not stop shaking. She was always so nervous. And I'd always have to like drag her through the vet doors to get her to her appointment. And I was praying that whole morning, like, God, please just like relax her, help her to not be anxious, because I don't want her to be afraid as things are happening, because I can already tell that she's sensing that things are different. But answered prayer for sure, because when we got out of the car, she walked into the vet office on her own. No problems, no fuss. When I checked in, she just sat in my lap and just was so content until they called us back to the room. And so the vet tech called us in, and he started asking me about what her symptoms were. I actually had called, when I called to make the appointment, I did tell them, like, there's been a lot of behavioral changes with my dog, and I'm trying to find out what's going on with her. After Monday, I think on Tuesday, I called the vet again, because at that point I had already known, like, Wednesday was going to be the day to say goodbye. I told them, like, I want to change the purpose of the appointment to see if my dog has to be put down. So they made note of that. So he had that note with him. But I was telling him everything that was going on with the cognitive dysfunction, the changes in behavior, the increased incontinence, the increased aggression. And I kind of don't like that he asked me this question, but I know that he had to ask me this question. He asked me what the goal of the appointment was. And it was then that I started like getting really emotional. So I think he could kind of already see where it was going. But I told him, like, yeah, I think today is the day that... Oh, hold on. I told him I think today is the day that we have to say goodbye. And so, you know, he was very compassionate about that. He handed me a whole box of tissues. And he was like, okay, like, I'm going to go get the vet, and we'll see what she says about what she thinks is what's the best way to go. And so the vet came in, very lovely lady. I told her everything that was happening that I told the technician, and she started listing off options, like on how to medicate her, how to maybe go through some testing. But she was like, but she is pretty like old. She's 15 years old. Like that's a senior dog. And honestly, I was getting a little worried because when she was giving me all these options, I was like, what if I don't take these options? Because this is just going to be more stress for her, for Maya. And I don't think that's the way to go. Like, if I say that like we shouldn't do that, is that going to make me a bad pet mom? But she did bring up like, but maybe, in her words, she said, but maybe today is the day to say goodbye. And that broke it for me. I started crying more, and I told her like I was preparing for this all day. And we did all of her favorite things today in preparation, and I think that now's the time to say bye. And she agreed, and I felt kind of bad because I know when I walked into the vet's office, they were already putting another dog down because they have this candle that they light at the desk in honor of, a dog passing away or a pet passing away, because vets don't only see dogs, so I already knew that was happening. And then she started crying too because she could see I was getting emotional, and they were so good at reassuring me. They were like, if they didn't think this was a good idea, they wouldn't do it. So she walked me through the process of like what it would look like. She said that they would sedate her, and that would probably take like 10 minutes for her to fall asleep, and then they would administer the euthanasia shot. And she did tell me, like, you don't have to be here for this if you don't want to. You can step out at any step in the process. Like, there's no pressure. And I had already made the decision beforehand that I wasn't going to leave her. And, like, no shame on anybody who cannot stomach it, because I don't think I pushed through. I pushed through on this one because a few years ago I had read an article about how vets mention what happens when when the pet owners leave their pet and then they get euthanized without them. And they're like, the pet is looking for the owner, or they're looking for their parent, and they're confused. And I was like, I don't want that for her. I already was praying for her not to be fearful walking into the vet office. So I was like, she is not going to pass away alone. I am going to stay right here by her side the entire time. And they respected that. No shame on anybody who leaves, because it's very hard. And I do have to keep those memories of what happened in that room with me. And it is hard to look back on. But again, it's also pretty fresh for me because it's been within a week. But while they were getting things ready, they did give her a treat. So she is chowing down on a dog bone. The entire vet appointment, she was eating. It was so funny. I was like, well, you know what? If she's gonna go, this ain't a bad way to go, trying to stay positive with the whole thing. So she is eating a bone here. And so, okay, let me go back real quick. So they gave me as much time as I needed to say bye. So I was carrying her around the room. I was just thanking her for hanging in there for 15 years and for staying with me for as long as she did. And for letting your... gosh, stop! For letting me be her mom for all those years. Yeah. And then I took our last selfie. And I am like ugly crying into the camera. She is smiling. She does not sense, well, maybe she does sense something, but she's sensing peace. But she was fine. All of that fear, prayer is powerful. All that fear, not there. So they gave me as much time as I wanted. The vet tech came in a couple times. He was like, hey, actually, rewind a little bit. This vet, I don't know what other vets do, but this vet in particular, they did tell me that they do clay paws, like an imprint of your dog's paw or your pet's paw for free. Like you get 2 of them for free, and then each additional one is $10. And I was like, oh my gosh, I would love that. Yes, please, like do that. And so while I was saying bye, the vet tech did come in, and I did need to sign some paperwork. I will say, like, I was kind of wondering about this, like, is euthanasia free? Because it's a death. It is not free. It is up there. I think for this whole visit, it was around $230 for the checkup, the shot, and I forgot what else, but that was the total amount. So no, it is not free. I guess my thought process was like, you're saying bye to your pet. They're gonna make you pay for that. It's medicine. It's what it is, and so while I was saying bye to her, he did bring over a form that I needed to sign, very short. This vet in particular had 3 options, and my sister's mother-in-law did tell me about these same options too. You can either get your dog cremated in a group, as in like your dog or your pet will be cremated with other animals, and you do not get the ashes back. The other option is they could get cremated privately, and cremation does cost, either if they're in a group or privately. Group is cheaper. Privately is pretty pricey. But because of that, you do get your dog's ashes back or your pet's ashes back. The third was you take the body home with you so that you can bury them. My vet was like, you might want to check the legalities if you choose to do that. Like, I know my neighborhood doesn't allow that, but like she did kind of say like, but if, as long as nobody knows, maybe you could still do it. And I was like, no, like the way that I see my life happening from now on, it's going to be pretty nomadic, and taking her ashes with me doesn't make sense. So I ended up opting to have her cremated with other animals. So I did not get her body back in any way, shape, or form. Because honestly, I wouldn't know what to do with it. That's just me. I know some people think that's not a great idea for them, and that's fair. Everybody has different circumstances, right? So, you do have to sign a consent form saying like, I do consent to my dog, like my pet being euthanized. So, law, it's legal. After I signed the consent form, he started to get all of the drugs ready on the back end. So I was still alone in the room with her, just walking around with her, saying my goodbyes, talking about memories that we've had together. And then the vet tech poked his head back in and was like, hey, I just want to let you know that we are all ready. All of the drugs are ready. All the shots are ready to be administered, but take as much time as you want, and just let me know when you're ready to go. And I was like, okay. And he stepped out, and he told me to knock on the door when it was ready, when it was time to say goodbye. So I only took like maybe a minute, because I guess at some point I was like, what's the point in like pushing this off anymore? So I knocked on the door. He came in, and actually, while he told me that he was going to give me more time, he did say, okay, I'm going to find her a snack. Okay. So I was like, okay, cool. Like, she loves snacks, as you can see from from the treat that she is eating on the screen right now. You can't see the treat because it's mostly in her mouth. But he when it was time to go, he came to get her because they were going to sedate her in the back, because he did mention that they had to strap her down because the sedation, I guess, shot stings a little bit. So they wanted to make sure that she was secure so she didn't like hurt herself. And I was like, okay, that's fine. So I was alone in the room for a little bit, and they administered the drug in the back, and they brought her back, and she was still awake. They did tell me it would take about 10 minutes for the sedation to thank you, Malio, for the 5 gifted. I appreciate that. But they brought her back. She was still awake, and like he put her on the table, and then he turned around and he brought in her snack. And her snack was the most epic dog meal I could ever think of, because there were curly fries on this plate, there was peanut butter, there are peanuts, there's cheese sauce, and then there's a Hershey's Kiss. There's chocolate on this plate. And I like my first thought was like, chocolate? And then like I thought about it more, and I was like, well, I guess this is as good a time as any for dogs to experience chocolate. And the tech was like, yeah, you can't go without ever experiencing chocolate. And I was like, true, you know, like this was such a cool memory. And honestly, like, okay, Maya gobbled this up before I could take a picture, but he spelled the word cool in curly fries. And I was like, that is so cute. But Maya was like all for the curly fries. I was like, man, she got a wok, she got curly fries, she got peanut butter, all of her favorite things today. So, yeah. So here's her chowing down on all the snacks. And it was while she was eating that she was starting to get sleepy. And so the vet tech actually brought in like a little bed and a blanket for when she was starting to get sleepy. Like I could move her over there. And so Foxy always stole chocolate from tables. Foxy was okay? Did you not have to get Foxy pumped? Okay. But yeah, so I could tell that she was starting to get sleepy because her legs were starting to like, you know, drift. You know, it's a metal table, so they were starting to slide. So as soon as that happened, I like picked her up and I put her on the bed. And so she started falling asleep. And so I just stayed close by her, was just petting her as she was drifting off. And there were a few times I had to like adjust a few things, and I could tell she was like fighting the sedation. Like she was fighting falling asleep. Because whenever I had to like adjust something or I moved, she would like perk up and like be like, where are you going, mom, kind of thing. And I was like, I'm right here, don't worry. And I kept saying that until she was officially asleep. And there were moments where she was starting to twitch. That's normal, as the sedation makes the sedative makes it through her system. And yeah, she was unconscious, and the vet tech came in. He came in once in a while to check on how the drug was progressing. So I was in there most of the time alone with her. And at that point, I was really trying to keep strong. I mean, I was like tearing up, but I didn't want to full on cry yet because I didn't want her to worry, or I didn't want her to, you know, feel anything weird. So the vet tech came back in after a while, and he tested her paws, and she wasn't reacting, and he was like, okay, she's not conscious anymore, she can't hear us anymore, she can't feel anything right now. And he was like, do you need a few more minutes? Because we'll give you as much time as you need. So like, and then we'll administer the euthanasia. And at that point I was like, there's no point in waiting anymore. Like, I think we're ready to say goodbye. So the vet came back in. They actually have to shave a patch of fur off from her hind leg, I guess to get to like a certain vein. And she asked me if I was ready, and I told her I was. And she administered the drug. And I just had my hands on her head the whole time, just praying and reassuring her that I'm there. And the vet was listening for her heartbeat. Maya went pretty quickly after it was administered. That was probably like 30 seconds, and the doctor told me she was gone. And the vet and the vet tech stepped out for a little bit. They told me to take as much time as I wanted. Rewinding a little bit, they did ask me if I wanted to pay before or after, and I told them I would rather pay before so that I don't have to think about anything else after. So they left me in the room alone with her, and that's when the waterworks really started, because at that point I didn't need to hold back for Maya's comfort anymore. And I apologized to her for doing this to her, but I know it was the right choice still. Because it would only get worse if it wasn't gonna be that day. So yeah. I will say it's I'm really glad that I didn't opt to take her back with me, because like she still had her collar on, and I knew that I wanted to take her collar with me. And is that the last picture? Oh, it's still eating through. That is the last picture. I did not take any pictures of her after she passed. I refused to. I did not want to remember her like that. So, rewinding, yeah, I'm glad I didn't opt to bring her back with me, because when I had to lift her head to get her collar off, that's not a great feeling. Cause, okay, might be not graphic, but to feel that lifeless body, there's no resistance, there's nothing, it's jarring. I didn't want to move her too much as a result of that. After I took her collar off, though, she started slipping off the bed, so I did have to maneuver her around a little bit so she wouldn't fall off anymore. So, I knocked on the door again and told the vet tech I was gonna leave, and he was like, okay. He did tell me he was gonna make her clay pod that day, and so I could come pick it up the next day. So I did. But on the way out, I just told him, like, hey, I'm ready to go. I just want to let you know so that you guys can take care of her from here on. And sorry. Hold on. Give me a second. Sorry, guys. Thank you, Umiko. But yeah, so I told them I was gonna leave, and so I went to the door, and I just said, bye, girly. I'll miss you, and I closed the door. And that was the last time I saw her. But I know that this was the best for her, and she lived such a good life. Thanks for the bits. And she wasn't gonna be suffering anymore. She was going through a lot, and I knew that. And so, I was so thankful that I had that day, because while I did, I went to my car and I stayed in the parking lot for like 2 hours, like talking to people and crying it out. But by that evening, I was like, you know what? We had so many great memories today. She had the best day of her life. That's really all I could have asked for. So, it was good. It was good. And so the next day I did come back to the vet's office to pick up her paw, and I got some photos printed because I wanted to use the frame that we bought together as soon as possible. And then when I went home, I also like cleared out all of her things, because I was like, I don't think I can go through the motions of like cleaning everything and donating it, so I just threw everything out, which is fine. Like, because at first I was just like, am I being a bad parent by like literally throwing everything out once she's gone? Like, no. Like, sometimes you can't see that immediately after. Like, I only threw out her immediate things. I still have to sift through some of her other things, but I had a shelf in my room that was already ready for her. So I actually made this like, oh, maybe you might not be able to see all of this. I'm gonna try my best to fit this in the screen. But I made a little remembrance shelf for her. So this was actually the frame that we picked out together, and I picked her cutest picture, which is actually the picture that was on the thumbnail that some of you saw, where she was still bright-eyed. She still has her tongue poking out. My friend Chiha actually made this like, she's really into deco, so she made this like deco keychain for Maya. This was before she knew what was gonna happen. But I was like, oh, that's so perfect. I was able to get the clay paw that they made for her, so that's displayed up there too. They also, when we were at Hobby Lobby, I also saw this like little this little like dog thing, and I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this, but I think that'd be like a good touch. And then I realized, like, I have her collar. I could put her collar around there, and that's how I could keep it there. And then her little s'more, this was her favorite toy. And like, I'd seen some people say like, oh, I guess for some people, you know, they make an altar for their dogs. Some people put like their dog's favorite toy there, and I was like, that's a great touch. So I'm able to say good morning to her in the morning still. And yeah, this shelf, I know, yeah, I mean, like, it was something to look forward to do after the whole thing. I ended up printing so many pictures that I ended up finding, and Maya Shrine, right? So, I mean, it's good to be able to like keep their memory alive through things. And like, I had told my pastor that this was gonna happen, so she had been praying for me. And so I texted her after everything had happened, and she encouraged me to like, you know, put some picture frames up of her to commemorate her. And she the last line she said in her message was, she knew that you loved her, and that is something that I'm holding on to, because I know this decision is not the best to make. I mean, yeah, it's the best to make in some situations. If they're suffering, you don't want your dog to suffer. You don't want your pets to suffer. It's perfectly fine to make that decision. It doesn't make it any easier, though, for sure. So, yeah. And that is Maya's last story. But yeah. But thank you guys for all of your encouragement throughout this. I wasn't able to like do anything like funeral wise or something, so I did really want to share this with you guys, especially since you've welcomed her into our community and you've put up with her barking through my streams and everything. So I appreciate it. But she was well loved in this community. She was well loved in this house. She was well loved by her family, and she went off peacefully. And I think it's so funny, honestly, that she passed away eating. doing her most favorite thing, food, eating food, just like her mom. Put up with. Chat always loves hearing streamers' pets. True. We came for Maya. We put up with you talking over her. Y'all are mean. What the heck? Okay, I see how it is. This is my last stream. This is my graduation stream too. What the world? But yeah. But I'm glad that she is like... I added her to a lot of my assets knowing that she wasn't going to be around for much longer, but I wanted to do that to keep her memory alive after. So she's going to be staying on the sticker sheets that I have. She'll be staying on the art that she's in. I am actually planning on doing 2 tribute pieces to her, cover-wise, so you'll see some music release in her honor in the next few weeks or months. I'm not really sure yet when. 3D Maya by Leo. When? Right. When, Leo? When? Her stickers will remain on my laptop forever, right? Also, if anybody is interested in stickers, I still have a lot of sticker sheets. So, if there is interest, I will open up, like, orders again. But, and also don't feel pressured to do anything in particular. I wanted you guys to know that she went peacefully, that I'm doing okay, that this is just a part of life, and stuff like this happens, you know? And we move on, we honor their memory, and we keep them in our hearts. Yeah. I haven't even made Foxy yet, but I'm sure he would love a friend. Oh, you okay? You need to get on that, okay? Oh, man. But yeah, thank you guys again. I wasn't planning on going for much longer, because this is still going to be a VOD. I'm still uploading this on the YouTube. Oh yeah, both Leos are doing 3D things. Is that just a thing that comes with the name Leo? I guess. You still got a bunch? I might ask for some more sometime. Oh yeah. I have a bunch. I can make an endless supply because I make them at home. So, yeah. Yeah. But thank you guys for hanging out with me and for just loving on her in this stream. This was, you know, it was hard, but it was fun. It was cathartic. It was very cathartic. I mean, look at her. She was so sweet. She did not fight this. And I think she was ready. Which I think is why she calmed down for the last 2 days. But anyway, guys. Oh gosh. I don't know. I feel like we need to raid somebody. But at the same time, I'm like... if they ask what we did... this is gonna be very interesting to say, like, well, we were talking about Jemmy's dog passing away. It's like, let me see. Maybe not today. Yeah. Is it rude of me? Maybe not. Yeah, maybe not today. So, but thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thank you for all the raiders who stayed to listen to this sweet girl's last memories. And now they can, you know, not only stay in my heart, but also in yours. But I hope to see you guys again. I will be, I guess, streaming, like, normally again from here on, which is really just Thursdays and Mondays and Sundays. So, anyway, I hope you all have a good rest of your day. I hope you guys have a great week. And you guys get some rest. Okay? I will see you guys later. Quite an amazing mom for Maya to have. Oh, thank you. Have a good day. Thank you. I will see you guys later.